Hi! Hey Bax, share this out. This is going to be a different kind of stream today. It's very specific. It's actually my Mabon stream, my Witches Thanksgiving stream. I'm going to be starting to try to be a better practitioner, and I'm going to try. There's a lot of pagans out there, believe it or not. There's a ton of us out there, and I want to reach out to them and see as many as I can. I got the notification 5 seconds before you texted. I'm glad you did. I'm trying. It's funny because I met Disney pagans today. I met a couple Disney nerd pagans today, and that was pretty cool. Like, or Disney witches, Diz witches. I don't know what should we call them, but that was exciting for me because I fall into that weird category of Disney princess girl with who also happens to be technically a practicing witch. So I'm actually sending this straight out to maybe to Ashley and my friend Lori. So I gotta just let somebody know I'm going live. Haven't spoken to Ashley for a minute. Let's see. I don't know how to get the Gosh, I don't know how to share this stream out. Is there a way to share this out? Let me see. I have no idea. Okay, so you're the first one in here. I'm going to see if I can go on my YouTube from my phone and see if I can get a link for this thing. I don't know how Streamlabs really works. So bear with me. Oh, hi, old helmet! Is this about helmets? No, but it is about paganism. It is about Wiccans, and it is about witchcraft and witchcraft basics. So I'm not sure if you're interested, but I am a practicing witch. The nice cover term for that, the nice flowery term for that is Wiccan, but the difference is Wiccans believe and spiritually, but they don't practice, which I do. So, oh, it's okay. It's okay. You mean, sorry, it's the wrong kind of chat for that, I guess. It's okay. Oh, can I cast spells? Yes, I can, but they're not what you think. There's a misconception about witchcraft. It's not like curses and hexes. We fully believe that if you put something out in the universe, negative energy, like for example, if you put that out there, you should expect karma 3 times back. So we definitely do not do that. Excuse me while I have coffee, trust me, and there's nothing more magical than coffee, and I mean that. But no, we really do practice a lot of. There's no such thing as really black magic. That's just bullshit, if you'll pardon my French. But, anybody who does that sort of thing is really just an egotistical person, and anybody who comes to witchcraft thinking that it's going to solve their problems is very, very disillusioned. They probably have to stop watching Hocus Pocus and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. But so yeah, no, I'm sorry, we don't do that. I'm gonna sip my coffee, and I don't know if you're even in here still, but I do have one of the symbols of the Sabbath of Mabon here. If you would like to hear a story about my personal patron deities, Hades and Persephone, I have the symbol, the fruit that Hades gave his wife, and the reason for the seasons, so to speak, in the Greeks world. And I can definitely tell you that. No, I mean, you can definitely burn some sage. I would suggest maybe perhaps, honestly, you're gonna look ridiculous. I feel ridiculous when I do it, but you need clean energy. I would suggest me getting a good chunk of clear quartz. I'll be honest, it does have a vibrational energy to it, and it's really quite wonderful. or perhaps like if you know anybody, there should be metaphysical shops around that could help. But honestly, the universe doesn't do for you what you're not willing to do. It will, whatever you're not willing to do, like for example, if you need to have a talk with your neighbor, if you haven't had that talk, don't expect the universe to help you. You know, like you have to put a certain amount of effort in, and let's say you've done that already and it still hasn't happened, then okay, then put a little bit of magical energy in there, and meditate. uh, I would definitely suggest candle magic. Full moons are great for if you're going to try to do a good spell. If you're going to try to cast something, um, you're going to want to look up full moon magic. Circle magic would be great. But remember, don't perform magic thinking I need this. This is what I'd like. This is what I see happening. This is in your what you want to think is I want to see this happen, or this is what ideally would be great. This would be great. Do not think I need gimme, gimme, gimme. It will not work like that. You may get something back that you don't want. Karma, Hexes don't exist. Curses don't exist. It's absolutely ridiculous. But, oh, well, I'm so sorry. I would really maybe just sit down and have a talk with him first before anything. Just, try to clear that air. And, he's kind of garbage. That's so weird. In my honestly, I have problems with people too. I mean, people are jerks sometimes, and I have my garden out front, and like I use that a lot for Sabbats and equinoxes, and like when we have things that come around, like we're having Mabon currently. Mabon will start tomorrow, and it'll be about 3 days long, and it's the Witch's Thanksgiving, and some of the things to put on your altar include things like sunflowers and stuff like that, and like I can tell you straight out, I've had stuff taken from my garden too, and like that stinks especially when it's a ritual. But yeah, I showed this before, and the reason I have pomegranate with me is because my patron deities are Hades and Persephone, and if you don't know that story, it's a wonderful story that I'll tell time and time again. It was Hades who came above ground one day. There were witches. No, but I mean, Mabon has kind of been something that, what's the right word for it? Mabon is something that is more of an introspective ideology about being thankful for yourself and being thankful for what you have achieved, what your body has done for you, and loving yourself. That's what Mabon is. That's what essentially Mabon is, but we call it the Witch's Thanksgiving essentially. And I want to get back to this story because this story relates to Mabon. But no, everything. A lot of Celtic traditions do predate things though. I think it's a Celtic thing. I wish I can remember. I was just at a ritual last week, and it was a wonderful Mabon ritual, and they went into it a little bit more, and I wish I recorded it now. But honestly, there probably were witches at the first Thanksgiving. I wouldn't even be surprised. We've been around for as long as you can imagine. I mean, we just go by different names. Shaman, wizard, nobody likes, a lot of the words kind of suck for them, but no. I'm not going to skin the apple. It's a pomegranate. It's first off. Okay, and back to the story. So, Hades, when he visited the king of the underworld, Zeus's brother, in Greek mythology, Zeus and brother of Zeus and Poseidon, when he visited above land one day, he saw the nymph, not nymph, but playing with the nymphs, a spring goddess. A spring goddess, literally, that's what she was, and she was of great beauty, and he just fell in love with her immediately. He was hit by Eros's arrow, and he immediately fell in love with this goddess. And this was the first time any sort of emotion really pierced the king of the underworld's heart. Not that he is a cold, heartless person, that's just his domain. The underworld is just where he is. And a pomegranate is actually very similar to a apple, but it's still don't eat the skin. But so when he fell in love with her, the Greeks are weird. Greeks are super super weird. So it was Zeus's daughter, and I don't think their rules really apply to us. So I don't think of it as bad. They're weird. They're gods. Everything in Greek mythology is weird. He went to Zeus and he asked for his daughter's hand in marriage. And Zeus already promised Hades one of his daughters as a bride at some point. Now Demeter, the goddess of harvest, was the mother of Persephone. And she did not want this for her daughter. Her daughter was to remain pure, and her daughter was to remain above ground and to spread spring and fertility to the world of mortals. And so that's that's what they wanted to happen. Hades was heartbroken by this. Hades, being heartbroken by this, ended up opening a hole in the ground, and he scooped up Persephone, and with him in his chariot, he scooped her up and brought her to the underworld. There, he gave her equal reign over the underworld. And with that came a kind of respect Persephone had never had. When her mother, realizing what had happened, realizing that she wandered all over the world, she couldn't find her daughter anywhere, couldn't find her, then she became overwhelmed with despair. Completely overwhelmed with despair. And that's what happened is the fields and the harvest dried out. And hi, I'm not sure who's in here, but I'm telling the story of Hades and Persephone. If you don't know it, let me know. I will start from the beginning. I just had a rough start. But so after Hades, who Demeter did not give her blessing to him when he wanted to marry Persephone, the daughter of Zeus, being completely love-stricken by her, just a lovesick puppy, the king of the underworld opened up the earth, and brought out his chariot, and with it, within seconds, scooped up the maiden, scooped up this goddess, and vanished beneath the underworld, and gave her equal reign, something on earth she had never had. And so, with that, she grew to understand and care for Hades naturally, even though he had kidnapped her. And they began this wonderful, equal opportunity kind of partnership. And so when Demeter couldn't find her daughter, she was distraught and wreaked havoc on the lands, and harvest dried out, and the land became hard and infertile, and the humans, the mortals, we all suffered. So, with nothing left to do, Zeus, who was distraught over the actions of Demeter and her unwillingness to help the earth, went to Hades and said, we need Persephone to be returned to her mother, to Demeter. And that's when he decided, he talked to Persephone, and he gave her a pomegranate. He gave her food from the underworld. And in the underworld, when you eat food in the underworld, it binds you to it. And so, she ate 6 seeds. So she spent 6 months of the year with her husband, and the other 6 with her mother. And that is how we ended up getting our cold seasons and our warm seasons. that is how we ended up with the story of the seasons. That's how come we have four of them, and I always thought it was just a really beautiful story. Something I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this knife and do as she did. And so we have our beautiful pomegranate. Absolutely gorgeous on the inside, this ruby red fruit. Excuse me. Dropped a little bit on it. Hi, and you just missed a great story, my favorite story of Hades and Persephone. And to honor the maiden goddess, if you are new to my channel, she ate 6 seeds of a pomegranate, and that is how she was bound to the underworld for half of the year. And like the goddess, in honor and tribute, I will be doing the same. I think I dropped it. And that was how our lovely maiden Persephone became tied to the underworld. Delicious, by the way. I have another one on my altar, specifically just for her. They do not taste awful. Oh my goodness, they're delicious. You just need to know how to eat them. You need to know how to open them up and eat them, and they're absolutely wonderful. I'm just gonna peep here. Whew, it is warm today, I'll tell you that. I went to a pagan pride today, and it was definitely warm. It was definitely a warm day, and I loved it. Very beautiful. I got a great tarot reading done. And just interesting. Makes you think. He said that Edward Macy, actually, I have one of his books right here. I have 2 of his books, but one of them is right here. So when I went to Pagan Pride, I got a tarot reading done by Edward Macy. And this is Casting Creative Magical Circles. It sounds like it's going to be a great book. I'm reading his, I believe it's called Witchcraft Curriculum. Just sounds really good. It's actually really good. I love it. So, hello. I'm not sure who's here, but hello. I do see you in there. So yeah, I went to Pagan Pride. He did the reading for me. I'm so excited that he did the reading. By the way, he's very handsome. Like, my goodness. He's a handsome guy. Looks like there's a photo of him in here. Okay, so maybe not. I don't think there's a picture of him in here. He's cute though. I will say, hello. I am just discussing witchcraft. I just rehashed the story of Hades and Persephone. I'm not sure if you're interested in that. Hi, hi, Tiffy. So I was just telling whoever was in here, I'm not even sure, that I got a tarot reading done today by a really great author called Edward Macy. He wrote this book, Casting Creative Magical Circles. He also wrote the Witchcraft curriculum. And he did a great reading for me today. The reading was essentially that, in his opinion, I'm holding back from being my true self. And in places like my environment, like school, it's almost like I'm myself, but like I'm being a little bit transparent with who I am still. And so that way people see that. Like I'm not being 100% myself, which I can see because I am an eclectic person. I'm very eccentric. And so I do hide it sometimes. And the fact that people see it kind of makes me an easy target. He's not wrong. He's definitely not wrong. And change needs to happen. He said that I need to reel it back in and stop being so energetic all the time. I'm very, very energetic. So, and he's very correct. The Juggalo. So, and I'll get to you, and I'll rehash that story in a minute. You should really look up the story of Hades and Persephone. It's actually quite beautiful. And one of the only Greek mythology couples that I know that are actually loyal to each other, which is huge in Greek mythology. I mean, Zeus, for heaven's sakes, was not loyal by any means, and Hera was never, ever punished Zeus. God forbid. It was always the woman's fault. But, yeah, no, I'm really happy I met the author today. And he's just a really nice person. He's very correct. I do need to stop. I need to reel it back a little bit and, like you said, take time for myself. I never have 2 minutes when I'm not rushing around and thinking. No, that was Zeus mostly. Mostly Zeus. Yeah, no, Zeus and everybody. It's like Zeus is just like sees anything ever and he's like, I'm gonna put my dick in it. So, I mean, Hades was quite the opposite. I will rehash that story and I'll tell you the reason I'm eating pomegranate today. So, Hades, like I said before, visited the land of the mortals. And he saw Persephone. He saw the spring goddess and was immediately hit with the arrow of Eros, the god of love. He's one of the gods of love and seduction and just lustiness. But he fell in love with her, and for once something touched the king of the underworld's heart. Being closed off and only dealing with the souls of the dead, he didn't really have much to do with anyone else. He was very busy running an underworld, making sure that souls didn't get back into the land of the living. So when he saw her, he immediately asked his brother Zeus for her hand in marriage because it was his daughter. And I do not take that into account. The Greeks are weird. This is as normal as it's going to get with the Greeks. And I don't think that essentially them being related, pretty much, like all the gods were related, means anything. Especially, I kind of separate the gods from humans anyway, so it might not mean anything really. But he asked for Persephone's hand in marriage. Zeus, of course, said yes because he had promised his brother. And he was happy that Hades found a wife. Demeter, upon finding this out, the goddess of harvest, was enraged. She was so angry. And of course she said, no daughter of hers will be queen of the underworld. None of hers she would not have it. Essentially being a harvest and fertility goddess. No, absolutely not. Not acceptable. Not for her daughter. And so, Hades, unswayed by Demeter's feelings, he went back to the underworld. One day, he waited until Persephone was relatively alone. He opened up the earth, and out he flew with his chariot and scooped up the maiden and brought her back to the underworld. where she ruled by his side as an equal, and she got kind of just essentially got over the fact that he kidnapped her, and she started to fall in love with him. He offered her a pomegranate. He offered her food, and in the underworld, in Greek mythology, if you eat food of the underworld, you are bound to it. She ate 6 pomegranate seeds, and that's why we have winter and fall for 6 months of the year. And when Demeter found out, she was enraged. She refused, absolutely completely refused to help anything grow. She refused to let anything grow. She wandered the earth in sorrow, searching for her daughter. But upon finding out that Adar only ate 6 of the pomegranate seeds, she was able to come back to the earth 6 months of the year with her mother to restore harvest, restore spring and summer. And that's why we have it. Yeah, take it easy. I'm drinking my coffee. And they're a very, very loyal, loving couple. I absolutely love them. They're my patron deities. I'm going to eat the heck out of this pomegranate, and then I'm going to show you guys my altar, and we're going to go over some runes today. So if you're patient with me, then I would appreciate that, because I want to share everything with you. Tell me if you guys are pagan or not. Are you interested? What brought you to this chat? Was it misconceptions about what you think we are, and you just wanted to clear up some misconceptions? Real talk from a real pagan? Sorry, I'm still getting these seeds out here. It's amazing how these work. It's quite a beautiful fruit, actually. I love them. Can't blame her for being tempted to eat this thing. It's actually quite pretty. It's like little rubies. So, the seeds are just everywhere. I went to Pagan Pride today, and that was fun. So, look how beautiful that is. Like, if you don't appreciate that, then I don't know who you are. I don't know you. You gotta appreciate that. Bitter and sweet. Probably a bit like their love. So, I want to know what everyone's up to today. Since there's only 2 of you in here. I'm just going to wait it out to see who else comes in. Let's go over some misconceptions, shall we? I feel as though media perpetrates witches and Wiccans as these bad things, and that they can't be trusted, or they're weird and black magic and all that nonsense. It's not true. We're just like every other religious group. Where I'm spiritual, I don't really consider myself religious. I'm trying to finish off this pomegranate that I just opened up. And there's like this stigma that you must be dark and brooding and on the inside and just an old crone. That's absolutely nonsense. Not true at all. I'm the most happy-go-lucky Disney freak that you'll ever meet. And I love it. There's something really wonderful about magic once you realize it. An activity any of you watching this can take home is go to your metaphysical shops. Go to your local witchcraft supply stores. Pick up a piece of crystal. Really pick it up. Close your eyes and feel it. It does have vibrational pull. You can actually feel that. It's a real thing. And when you start becoming aware of it, you'll start noticing the vibrational energy of other things around you. Like I noticed it even in my necklace. Even this is a little pentacle. Sorry, I have a piece of food there. It is a cauldron / pentacle, and I definitely noticed it there. Like when I put my finger to it, I just feel a slight pulsation that I know is not my own. And that's just energy. You know, science has proven that even colors have vibration. We're used to it. But go pick yourself up a piece of clear quartz and feel it. It definitely has a vibration. It's so not easy to eat because they're just big. I need to get this guy open. Ah! They're just like spray everywhere. Hello. So we're just talking. I just finished the story of Hades and Persephone to whoever is in here. And I know this will be up here later on. You can definitely rewind that. I highly suggest YouTubing that too. It's on there. It's a wonderful story. It's just why I'm sitting here munching on pomegranate. It has a big significance to that. But, yeah, no, it's not like Hocus Pocus. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. Like, witchcraft is definitely fun, but it's not flying broomsticks. Oh, absolutely. You should be able to live together in peace with her. Wiccans and witches tend to be very peaceful. Hold on. All I will say is this. Anybody who claims to be Wiccan should be peaceful. If they are not, they're disillusioned. Anybody who puts out negative energy should totally expect it to come back. Because karma does exist. Karma's a bitch. So just remember, like, if your grandmother ever does put out any type of negative energy, she may not be a witch. Might just be saying it. Like my mother. She taught me some tarot. But, she has a lot of qualities of being a Wiccan. But she's definitely more of like a Catholic. But I mean, I definitely know that some people do not like the Christian Catholic way of worshiping God and Jesus and all that. And so they prefer to use witchcraft to do that. And that's totally fine. You can totally worship whoever you want in any way that you want. And you don't have to follow one way. Yeah, please do not put the broom on the ground though. Do not ever do that. And it's not a broom, it's a besom. Opening this pomegranate was like opening Pandora's box. Now I can't stop. It's like they're just falling everywhere. But, just don't do that. Just promise me you will not touch the ground with it. So, but yeah, no, Macy. Massey? I think it's Macy. His tarot reading was great. He said I need to stop. Essentially, you need to slow down and think a little. Not think. To not think. He thinks I should take a little bit of time and just to not think and to just be. Take time to just be. And that's really wise advice. I know I need that advice. Some of the pomegranate juices are a little iffy colored. Guys, give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. I'm going to have to go save the other half of this pomegranate. What got you into paganism? My mother started teaching me tarot when I was very young. And you're going to think I'm crazy. But I guess I've always practiced magic even before I knew what it was. Like, as a child, I used to hum. and wind started picking up. And I was like, what is that? That's weird. That's weird. But it's your elements that you're close to, your elements that you might be aligned with. You don't control them. They just have a significant impact on your life. And nothing dangerous or crazy ever happened. Just like I would start to hum and I would notice the branches start to kick up in the wind and stuff like that. And it was weird, but it's natural magic. I remember looking at flowers in my mom's garden and literally seeing a rose open up, and if that's not magic, I don't know what it is. Because science and magic, they totally can work together, and they totally do. See, you have to define demon. There's so many different things. Like, Wendigo, Native American. It's Native American for sure. But that's like folklore. I mean, sleep paralysis. You can claim anything in sleep paralysis as a demon. Which absolutely I would. Terrifying. Terrifying. Being made out of fire. It's my fiance. He went to pick up lots of coffee and yogurt. I would look up fire beings, mythology. You know, what you saw could have been a phoenix. It's very possible. Phoenixes are the birds of fire. It could have been a number of different dragons. Honestly, how did you see it? That's my question, I guess. Like, was it in a dream? Actually saw it. Also, I'm not discounting it. I'm not discrediting you. But take the time to realize your brain can play tricks on you. Hello! I don't know. We just had 5 people in here. I don't know who is here. So, I'm going to try to cut this pomegranate a little bit more. These guys are hard to eat. Oh, excuse me. Had a burp there for a minute. Coffee burps. So, but yeah, no, my reading was interesting. Like, essentially I need to get out of my shell a little bit more. And I guess, if people come at me, they come at me. And then just that's who I am. But it was great. I really loved hearing him talk. He was a great person to talk to, reference. I feel as though he talked about circle casting too, which was great. You don't need an atame, you don't need an atme, however you pronounce it. I like the word athame better. Red. I don't know, sweetheart, and that's I think you gotta Google that one. But take into consideration, the universe doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't. It may show you something that you need to acknowledge, even in the form of the metaphysical or paranormal. I strongly advise looking it up. But there was a lot of talk about circle casting, which was interesting. Really enjoyed the circle castings. Just knowing that you don't necessarily... I prefer to use tools, absolutely. Like like the Atme is a dagger that never, ever, ever should touch any kind of meat, because it's considered a dead soul. It's considered something dead. But I prefer that. It helps connect the circles. It's a spiritual thing. It's definitely mind over matter, but I feel as though when I use those things, I feel as though I'm practicing more properly. How does paganism benefit my life? It's beautiful. I mean, lately I've been going just out in nature more and taking more walks. I feel as though there's a strong sense of community in it. I love meditating. I love my altar. I resonate highly with the deities that I prefer. And I feel a sense of closure from it, I'll be honest. I feel accepted and happy. And I feel as though I'm not weird. I don't, and that my weirdness is a gift. And I feel like that's definitely a benefit. Like I said, don't do something because you're expecting something out of it. It doesn't work that way. And I try not to think of things that I want when I meditate, as opposed to things that I'm trying to focus on and doing. I would just say start with, if you're interested, start with meditation. Hold the crystal, light some incense, maybe use some oils, candles. If you have deities that you're interested in, research them, research what's associated with them, and maybe offer that. And there's so many things you can do. Like today, we also learned, aside from circle casting, just offering up things to the universe, to the higher energies, or things that offering things that you want, your thoughts. Me, I offered, I asked for confidence. You burn a piece of paper and let it absorb into the air. And, you're offering. It's totally a mind over matter thing. That's what you gotta remember about every religion. It's all mind over matter. My hands are getting so gross because, look at that. It's definitely, it is definitely from the pomegranate. But whoever that is, hello. I see you in here. It was, wonderful. It's so good. Well, it is the fruit of the goddess. It is the fruit of Hades and Persephone's love, and they are my patron deities. So I am definitely on my altar. I'm eating it. Mabon is a time for apples and pomegranates and corn and gourds. It's warm as heck out, but it is still Thanksgiving. And I cannot wait for next month. Next month is Samhain. If you don't know about Samhain, it's Halloween. It's the veil between realms, between the living and the dead, when it's at its thinnest, and it's the best time to offer, offer any kind of offerings to your loved ones who'd passed over. And it's time to, acknowledge things like it's time to harvest. Harvest time is coming and going. And this time of year, that the god, the male deity, takes over, because the goddess, goes back to the underworld, and now it's his responsibility to bring forth, the cold and the snow, because she's gone. Some of you may know him as the Green Man. I know him as, in my eyes, it's Hades. Being that, the spring goddess left, and all of a sudden we're left with cold, and she married the king of the underworld. I'm gonna say it's Hades. Oh, so GT, are you pagan? So I definitely wouldn't burn money. I'd offer it. One of the things we do for the dead on Mabon is we will take acorns and oak leaves and put them on, and offer those as libation on any kind of headstone. That's a pay of respects. If your grandmother asked you, then I would say go with it, respect it. My fiance definitely is not pagan, but he goes with me to everything, and I love him for it. It's the support. Also, we talked about. Oh, I smell my incense already. So we also talked a bit about today. Oh yeah, and did it graze and ancestor altars. Do you celebrate the Day of the Dead by chance? I'm just curious. Let me know. I love the Day of the Dead. Not Spanish, not Mexican at all, but I think it's a fascinating holiday, and I think that we should all respect those who have crossed over. And I think it's important to remember them. So, I feel like they share a lot of that holiday shares a lot of similarities that death should be celebrated, not feared. I feel like that's definitely a pagan kind of mindset. Oh, African voodoo. Well, that's totally different than witchcraft. I don't want you to confuse the two. I have pomegranate on me. It's just everywhere. I'm a mess. Witchcraft and voodoo are different. You know, in voodoo is a little bit more risky. You know, in my opinion. I mean, I don't think they have the same spiritual restrictions as somebody who identifies as a witch does. That's something I can't speak to, but I mean, if you'd like to educate me, I'm more than willing to learn, and I'd love to hear about it. Because we all have our form. We all have our form of shaman, medicine man, witch, warlock, witch doctor, whatever you want to call it. And every culture has one. Witches are everywhere. You know, I mean, druid, Reiki, what do you want to call it? Norse pagan, you know, people who worship the Greek gods. I mean, that's just, it's human nature. We have them everywhere. That's interesting. What are some of the names of the gods and goddesses, if you don't mind? I mean, I'm very interested in hearing. We have a local metaphysical shop, and they have a small voodoo selection, and I've not delved that way, just mostly because, like, I strongly identify as a witch. I mean, voodoo is very fascinating. I do feel as though Dr. Facilier from Princess and the Frog was a very underrated character. I feel like he should get more credit. As far as villains go, anyway. I'll be right back. I'm going to throw out this pomegranate husk. Give me 1 second. I'm going to be right back and throw this away. I'm bringing some pomegranate juice off my hands. I'll be right back. There's so much of it. It's everywhere now. It's just such a messy fruit, but it's so delicious. Be right back, guys. Okay, and I dropped seeds. But I'm back. Ah, okay. Oh, Samdi. Yep, I'm aware. I know that one. So I'm happy that you're in here. I want to go over a few different things I picked up. I will say one thing, because my fiance's outside. Shh, don't tell him. Oh man, I didn't know that the guy who wrote the book, Edward Macy, if he was gay, straight, or what. I know now because I peeped at the back of one of his books. He's definitely gay. But when I saw him, I was like, oh, he's handsome. He's really cute. I was like, oh my goodness. But shh, shh, shh. I didn't say that. My fiance's not a witch, and there is something desirable about a man who is a witch, in my eyes. But I'll live with it. I'll take it or leave it. You know, my fiance comes with me to everything, so he's great. He's my honey, but he was very handsome. Oh yeah, I know, and it's so weird. It's so weird. But I picked up this today for just $1, and this is great because it is all the runes, and I don't know anything about runes. I figured we can go over some of this together. So, Throsaz. Let's look for it. I have no idea. Oh, so that's joy, blessings, bliss. Throsaz. Awaz. It's like a little M, it looks like. Movement, horse, progress, which is so weird. Horse. Huh. This little thing here, it looks like half of an arrow. It's called Answers. Answers. It looks like a half arrow. Signals, breath, and wisdom. Let's see. So there's also, what is that? Hagalaz. It looks like a little N. It looks like an N. I have to find it. I have to find it on here. And, it's difficult to find. Oh my goodness. Oh no, where is it? I'm looking for it. Okay, so maybe this one's not on here. That is so weird. Or I'm blind. I don't know. Oh, and maybe it's this thing. Defense, tenacity, resolution. So it looks like an N. Okay, well, witchcraft is an actual thing. It's not what you're thinking. You're pretty rude to say that. I'm 32 years old and I've been a practitioner since I was 16. It's not what you're thinking. It's not Hocus Pocus. It's not Sabrina the Teenage Witch. It's not Hogwarts. It's actual people who believe in a different deity than you might. And honestly, it's meditation. It's self-love and self-worship. So you can fuck off and leave my chat. Anyway, these are runes, Celtic runes. Thank you. Things that actually have existed for centuries. Asshole. And let's see. This little one looks kind of like a P. Nunjo. So I'm going to look at it. Joy, blessings, and bliss. That sounds pretty nice. There's one that's definitely an arrow, which is warrior, victory, discernment. Let's see. There's one that is like a little Y. It looks like a Y to me. Oh, it actually might be like a little broomstick or something. It says protection, elk, and vigilance. So if you're there, you can see that. Oh, I have no idea what this one is, but it says initiation, something hidden, secret. I couldn't believe that guy's comment. It's kind of rude, but I guess it's whatever. Like, some people are so threatened by other people's beliefs. It's like, it doesn't affect you. Why do you care what I do and believe in? I don't understand. So, Gibo, which is like a little X, I'm going to find it. Partnership, gift, and love. It's partnership, gift, and love. It's Gibo. If you can see that there. Sorry, my hands are stained from from hair dye, from doing someone's hair. I don't know what this guy is. It's so weird. It looks like two arrows going in opposite directions of each other. It's harvest, 1 year, inheritance. So I do know it's that. This little bee is Verkana. There's growth, swan, and birthing. Which is interesting. It's like a little, really interesting rune calendar. AirSmithArts.com. So I'm going to have to look them up. There's a lot on here. Distribution. This little one looks like an H. Distribution upsets risks. There's an I on here. It says withdrawal, ice, danger. Strength, ox, opportunity. Necessity, constraint, and pain. Gateway, thorn, non-action. So I'm going to see some of the other things that I might have picked up here. So I know this is from a local coven. It's, you know, it's actual freedom. There's one about duty. This is a note on the chief rules of practical conduct to be observed by those who accept the law of Thelma, which is probably another deity. And I'm just going to pick it up and read on it. On Thelma itself. So I'm going to definitely read on that. And so there is the Black Hat Society in Connecticut, which is great. And I can't wait to kind of get in contact with some of these guys because I really want to be more involved in the pagan community. I'm really excited about that. Something down. So this is Samhain. It's just like an invitation for Samhain, and I can't wait for that. Another ritual with other people. And so this is basic circle casting. There's a whole sheet on it. So whoever is in here now, somebody told me to grow up because I'm Wiccan and I self-identify as a witch. It was so rude, but I mean I guess some people just need a troll. But I did go to Pagan Pride today, and this is my basic circle casting. Kind of like a little book, a little pamphlet on that. The Witch's Esabet and Sacred Moon Magic, which is great. I'm going to send one of each of these to a friend of mine who is starting to practitioner, and I find that she might find these very useful at some point. So I've definitely picked up so much stuff. Oh, we did birth charts today too, and I'm excited about that because that actually explains a lot about me, like why I'm so quick to anger. It's because I'm Taurus and there's a lot of Aries in my birth chart. That explains a lot. But we definitely did a lot with birth charts, and that was really, really fun. I think this is great. Samhain story time at Candy costume contest, item drawing. I'm excited. There's a lot. There's a lot going on this month. There's a lot going on in the coming months, and I'm really looking forward to starting this soon. Okay, I had to. So I'm really looking forward to reading this with just casting creative magical circles. And to anyone out there who's looking for a good author, Macy is fantastic because he also used to teach on the Board of Ed for like 6 years. And so he knows all about having to set up like a curriculum and how to put it in an educational perspective. And that's awesome. That's a huge, huge thing. If you need guidance and you need structure and you need perspective, Edward Macy is amazing. I have another one of his books, and I'm just going to go and grab it. I have a few that I'll share with you today. So I have a few books. One of them is not his, but I do like this one a lot. This is great. So anybody who is curious, that's the Wheel of the Year. So when I talk about the Sabbath written traditions, and Et Sabbats are in the middle, they're usually like right there. But so you have your usual Wheel of the Year. It's right in there. It talks a lot about those. It has altar, like what you basically would have at an altar, common craft tools. It's a witchcraft and Wicca glossary, which is fantastic. So obviously there's this one. It's just circle casting, straightforward. And this is the curriculum, and if you're interested in this, I highly recommend it. And again, look at this guy. Handsome as heck. Handsome, handsome man. Wow. So I'll give you an example for a curriculum. So like here's December's. Like, so if you have any doubts on where to practitioner or who to practition with, this guy sets it up as like a day-to-day schedule. Like you can choose to do it or not. But like for example in December, it says write down in a journal or your book of shadows your beliefs and thoughts about your concept or current goddess. So that's really cool. That's on Sunday or on a Monday. This is week 1 of December. It says spend at least 30 minutes to 1 hour in meditation to help you connect with a new goddess or open yourself up to receiving a new goddess to work with. So it's an interesting perspective. I mean, there's a lot, and it goes month by month. It's a month by month book, and it's just for you to practice if you need that structure. Me, I need it. Like, for me, it says learn how planets can affect us and how we can learn how planets can affect us spiritually and how we can use that influence as a benefit. I just finished scrying about a week ago, and I do smoke scrying all the time. It's just looking at smoke and seeing the imagery in it, and then, obviously knowing the imagery and what it could possibly mean. And there's that. I know it's in there, and that's more on the divination aspect of it. And so there is that. I'm going to definitely show you guys my my altar right now. I just wanted to share with you guys some of the stuff I picked up, and I'm excited because this is the first time I'm really, really showing it, and I'm not gonna let any haters that were here earlier turn this around and make this terrible for me, because you know what? It's who I am. I'm a witch, and if you don't like it, it's okay. Bye. But don't hate on anybody just because they're different than you. So, to Doggo Boy, which is a kind of a dumb name in my opinion, Doggo Boy, you can fuck off, and I'm gonna do me, homie. I'm gonna be my witchy self, and I'm gonna show you my altar. Pardon the noise. I'm gonna have to turn this little table around. I'm going to turn on a light too because it's starting to dim. I'm going to show this to you guys. I can better show it. So that is my altar, and I'm going to pick up the items and show them to you as well. Let some more light in here. So I'm going to let some light in here. So this here is sage. So this is sage, and this is wonderful for ridding it. This is sage, and it's wonderful for ridding negative energy. If you want to get rid of some negative qualities in your life, negative energy, make sure that you light some sage. Sage will do you wonders. Make sure you open the windows though, because it will collect up that negative energy. But if your windows are shut, it doesn't know where to go. You have to let it out. Let it be free. Tell it to get out. But if you're using Palo Santo incense, you can light these guys. Hi, I'm showing off my altar. But you can totally use, like I said before, if you want to get rid of some negative energy, sage will do it, but open the windows, because if you don't open the windows, it doesn't know where to go. It can't really take it away. Palo Santo just kind of absorbs, or is supposed to absorb, negative energy. And I'm just going to show you, like, this is a placekeeper. Now, I want you guys to realize that things aren't what they traditionally sound like they should be used for. You know, a wand is there as a tool to help you, like, for incantations, but it's not gonna make you fly. It's not gonna make you levitate. Things aren't gonna fall off the walls. It is a metaphysical tool that you use. You concentrate your mind and your actions with this, and it just kind of helps to focus. That's all it is. So, that is there. My atme, you can also draw circles with wands. This is an atme. It is a dagger, but the difference between this and a regular dagger is this touches nothing. This is a spiritual thing. You don't touch this as anything. You don't cut with it. You don't cut meat. You don't cut wood. You don't cut yourself. What that last part was a joke if you caught it, because the dark mentality in my head just went, she's into witchcraft. Well, no, this is for kind of like incantations. Even I need to study how to use this because I just picked this one up. So obviously I have a whole pomegranate over here. I have my bell, which this is my little bell, and it is definitely for magic. It's to let the deities know that you're here, let somebody know that you're aware. And they also say that bells have a strong connection to the Fae realms. And, you know, whether you believe in that or not, it doesn't matter. It's just fun. It is a feminine symbol. The atme is a masculine symbol. It is on the god side of the altar. As you can see, my golden candle is over here. The wand is also a male symbol. They're kind of phallic, which I know it's weird, but it's representational of that deity. The cauldron is definitely a symbol of the goddess, and so it's on this side. I filled mine with sunflower seeds because sunflowers are a traditional Mabon flower. I do have in my offering dish is actually a tiny shell to represent water. I have some leaves on here, autumn leaves. As you can see, so I'm just going to try to show it. There are some autumn leaves on here. Incense burners. Autumn leaves are a great offering. They're completely free. Those things on your altar should be fairly natural. The silver candle represents the female deity. Which, if you can't see that, I'm gonna move that bell. So that's the female goddess candle. That's my god candle. And my chalice. You would either drink wine, mule, cider, anything of that real nature from this, or even just water if you have like a holy type of water that you want to drink from it. This would be great for that sort of thing. And yes, it I hit my incense. It kind of waggled. And yeah, so that's another way to pay respect to the gods and goddesses, is to definitely drink in their honor, I guess you can say. I did put out some just yellow flowers on my altar as well, just as another kind of offering. And I also have a pine cone, which is another offering for the Mabon season. More acorns. This is nice. This is actually magician's paper, and you can light this, you can write something on it and offer it. You know, you offer something, you know, mentally you would offer, like, I don't know, I offer dedication to, like if you're trying to offer something to the universe, like this might be a great way to do so. You know, this is fire magic. Hi, Anchortan. I'm not sure if you're in here or not, but like I might have to put something on here, like I would offer hard work. So I would maybe do something like that. Allie will be right back. I just got a message from my fiance. I want to see what he said. So let's see. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. So obviously my lighter for lighting candles and oils. I'll show you some of the stones that I have. So here we have amber, which is a definite stone of Mabon. I believe this is citrine, another Mabon stone. I want to say this is agate, yellow agate. Unkite. Some unkite, which is equal representation for both male and female deities, so it's great to have on the altar to represent both. Oh, excuse me. Lapis lazuli. Malachite. This one's malachite, which I love malachite. The last one I had pretty much jumped out of my hand and smashed on a marble floor. So me and malachite have a funny history. I forget the name of this one, but I do know that yellow and orange stones are just, they're representational of the seasons. So I put them out. So I definitely put them out. And this isn't, I think this is aventurine. This might be aventurine. Hi! I'm just going over things on my altar right now, since we're talking witchcraft and paganism today. And this is my quartz crystal. Quartz crystals actually do, it's been scientifically proven to have a pulse. To an extent, they used to put these in watches because they would actually make the hands turn on watches, which is crazy. But they work. Do what works, I guess. And last but not least, I just think it's adorable. It's a tiny witch's hat. Oh my god, I got this today. It's so cute. And I'm going to take you on like a small mini tour of like my home. Just a very small one. I'm going to show you some of my dried herbs or herb and flowers and stuff that I'm drying, and I'll show you my giant pentacle that I actually received today and I couldn't put in here because there's electrical in the walls behind it. But I'm going to also show you my other items here. So this is a goddess candle unburned. This is my god candle, completely unburned. And just a giant thing of stones. This one here is actually going to my daughter because I don't think it does anything for me. That's just me. This guy, oh my goodness, I don't know. This needs to be salted and put in the moonlight. That's all I can say. This thing hates me. I feel like it hates me. But, or I was just having a really bad day that day and no amount of magic could help me. So, it could be that too. But I did hear somebody say today at the Pagan Pride event that they said that malachite doesn't really work well for them. And I don't really know why, but hey, I love it. But that stone's not malachite, that little oval-y one. I also will show you really quickly, before I take you on that small tour. I'll show you my oils. I know, it's kind of dumb. It says love on it. But I think this is one of those oils that you might use if you're on a hot date or something. So it's great. It smells amazing. It smells like, I don't even know. Let me see. It's like cherry to me. I don't know what they put in here. You know, the lady at my local metaphysical shop hand makes these. And this one is great. It's very calming if you have anxiety. That is Lily of the Valley. And in fact, I'm going to put some of that on now. So, and before I go, because it is the eve of Mabon, and that is basically how you would anoint. that was how you would anoint and just bring calming, loving, sweet energy into your home. Hello. So, to anybody who might not have seen, this is my altar. I just went over all the items on it. Everything from my atme, my bell, my wand, all that stuff. So I'm going to bring you guys on a small tour. Hi, speak a word in Portuguese. I don't know Portuguese. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But thank you for coming in. If you're in Portugal, I really respect that. I'm going to open my little gate here because I don't like my dog in my living room because my altar's set up. But I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to show you some things. I'm going to go home and make it a little bit witchier. So I will say that I am actually waiting on my besom. My besom is a broom. It's an altar broom. It's also used to cast negative energy out. I've seen so many besoms and I don't have the time or patience to currently make one. So I did purchase one. I know handmade's better, but what are you gonna do? Also ordered a willow wand, which should hopefully help with incantation. So here, as I was at Pagan Pride today, somebody stopped. I saw her. I don't know Portuguese, I'm sorry. But I saw somebody with this beautiful wreath, and I had to tell her how beautiful it was, and she gave it to me for free. And she was so sweet. I'm so lucky that she did that for me because honestly, it meant a lot. And she asked me, she said, what do you like about it? I stopped her. I was in the middle of class and everything. I was in the middle of a circle drawing class. And, which sounds silly, but, you know, it's, again, casting magical circles, protection, if you will. And I just said to her, you know, it's just beautiful. It really speaks to me. It would be great above my altar. And I just think it's honestly beautiful. And she said, well, then you can have it. And that was very sweet. And I found her on the way out too, which was funny. So there is also, these are my herbs. This is juniper. I want to say this is like a black-eyed Susan, or was one. Baby's breath down here. This is juniper. And so I have to look up the metaphysical properties of juniper, but I do know a lot of wands are made out of it, and it's definitely like a seasonal offering. This is my cinnamon broom, which it still smells a little of cinnamon. Just a little bit. But there's definitely some metaphysical properties in cinnamon as well. It's considered an aphrodisiac. It also is great for weight loss. So there's that. I will see if I can quickly find it. And I will straight out say, make sure that everything that you acquire is respectfully acquired. I think that's really important. I have to see if I can find I have bones, but where I put them, I do not put them on my altar because of my atme. My atme, you should never put bones or meat near an atme because it's a spiritual thing, and bones are considered a dead meat. They're considered a dead soul. So obviously, I don't do that. So I'm not gonna bother to look for it now because I don't know where I put it. I do know that I have to go outside at some point and cut down my sunflowers because it is time for them. They have served their purpose for me. It is their time to go, and that's it. I'll be honest with you. So thank you all. So all I can say is thank you all for joining this stream. Merry meet, merry part, merry meet again. And so mote it be. If it will be, it will be. For any of you out there wondering anything about yourself or wondering about your own past, just remember, so mote it be. Whatever will be, will be. And blessed be everyone. Have a great fall. Tomorrow is our first day of it, officially. Or it could be the 22nd, but on Mabon we consider that the first of fall. But I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful fall. And I will be back on Samhain. I promise I will be back. I will talk more. I'll be going to more rituals. In fact, tomorrow, I might even come back on tomorrow. Who knows? But I just wanted to say hello and thank you. And again, merry meet, merry part, merry meet again. Blessed be.